You are now listening to Season 1, Episode 6 of Frat Fluent Podcast. Find us on Patreon, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Disclaimer: this podcast is not for children or younger teens due to sexual content and foul language. Listener discretion advised. Welcome to the Frat.
What's up, you guys? You're now listening to the Frat Fluent Podcast. I'm your boy Moe.
And I'm Shelton.
And we're just going to start off today talking about, again, how complicated chicks are. You guys find a way to top yourselves every week,
It's a run-on topic on this show, apparently.
Yeah. So, you know what? Let me start off one time where it wasn't really her fault, and it wasn't really my fault. It was more... You know, I'll let you tell me whose fault it was.
Okay.
So I'm going to my... This was a few years back. This is when I was a wee lad.
Back
when a chick sneezed next to you, it was enough to get everything started. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
This is like back then. So I go to my normal pediatrician, and...
Was she hot?
No, it's a dude.
No.
I trust this guy with my life, though. I trusted him with my life. He actually just retired recently.
Was he hot?
No, he was an old Polish dude. He was really, really nice guy, though. I love him. But, you know how doctors get, like, their, whatever it is, their 2 years residency? Is that what it's called? The residency done?
I guess. Yeah.
Where they go from medical school to transitioning, so they work under another doctor before they're ready to go off on their own. So I didn't know when I made my appointment that I wasn't going to have my go-to doctor.
You're going to have his apprentice?
Yeah, and it's a really, really attractive female doctor. Again, she's young. She's just finishing up med school. And the entire time, it's like I'm not red, but I feel my face is hot. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like that level. So, I'm in the middle of getting my, the checkup done. And out of nowhere, like at the end, I'm like, all right, I made it through everything. I'm fine. The part that everyone's thinking about, it didn't happen.
Oh, you didn't ask her to touch your balls?
No, dude. I didn't ask her to. But in the very end, that's when she hit me with okay, it's time for the last part. You gotta pull your pants down. Yeah, automatically. So I'm like, oh my God, there's no way to hide this. I'm gonna try to paint the picture. So for all of you who like to watch adult films, from my point of view, obviously it was POV. So I'm standing up there, my pants are down. This hot medical school doctor is bent down, like, crouched, examining me, obviously doing her job. And when you're a wee lad, you're very excitable very easily.
Boing.
Yeah, exactly. And then I just remember looking down, we're making direct eye contact. It's getting worse. Like, I feel my face is like redder than Dorothy's shoes, bro. It's that bad. It's really bad. It's so embarrassing. I felt like I was gonna poke her eye. It was that embarrassing. Like, I was like, oh my God, there's no way to stop this. And then I feel like even she turned a little red, and she was like, oh, because I kept apologizing. It was so cringy. It was so cringy. Even looking back at it, I want to throw up just thinking about that. But yeah. So I basically kept apologizing. She was like, no, it's okay. Honestly, I'm sure she was kind of used to it. Mm-hmm. That's how good looking she was.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah. So ever since then, I just told myself, never again. Never again.
I don't think that's either one of your faults, except, hormones.
Yeah.
But on that topic, I've never gotten one of those.
Like, while a doctor was like...
No.
Oh, no, obviously if it's a guy. If it was my go-to doctor, I wouldn't...
No. Like, I've never had a guy or girl doctor go turn and cough. Like, I've never had...
Really?
That examination. There was one when I was, like, a little younger. Like, probably a little bit younger than what you're talking about, but around that same age where it's like anything will get you going. I laid on like their table with the weird parchment paper.
Yeah. And
I had a lady doctor come and like feel my pelvis, but I've never had all right, I need you to drop your pants, turn and cough. Which is crazy because I was supposed to in there's 2 years of school whenever you're like, I think it's 9th and 11th grade in high school, where if you're in any kind of extracurricular like sports activities, you have to get it. And I dodged it both years.
That's insane. Now over here, you won't hear the cough as much, but you'll definitely be grabbed a little bit, You're just trying to make sure everything's where it's supposed to be.
And we're not even talking about the doctors. We're talking about the homeless people on the street.
Oh!
Yeah, no, I don't think that was either one of yours fault.
I'm just gonna blame her because I was the minor in this case. So
the minor.
Yeah. Shout out to Texas.
Mo, I heard that you have had some issues with some parents recently.
Oh my God! Like, honestly, if you're listening to this and you don't agree with me, you're part of the problem. Right there, I already know you're wrong.
Wow.
So, no, dude, it's for real. For real, parents just don't know how to. It's a mixture of they don't know how to and they don't want to take care of their kids, watch their own kids. It's like every time you see them, if your kid is running back and forth and bumps into me, yeah, it's your kid, but I have the right to like at least just slap him back into place. It's like you shouldn't be running around like that. You shouldn't be screaming your lungs off. You shouldn't be touching a bunch of things and putting them back. It's COVID times anyways. Even if you're not going to parent your kids, have you not been looking at the news the last few weeks? The last few months? Haven't you seen what's been on the news? Why are you letting your kids lick poles and touch everything? I gotta calm down, bro. What do you think? What do you think? Am I going too far on this? Am I in the right on this?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely need to watch their kids, but I'm not an aggressive like confrontational person.
It's not even being aggressive. It's like if I was doing that when I was a kid, I would have gotten slapped.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm not saying do what wasn't done to me. Do the same thing. Like some kids, especially when they're that young, words just are not enough. Especially in this area, dude. Like if you don't live here, you're probably gonna be like, oh, what, beating your children? You're a monster. What are you thinking? Over here, it's so normal. This is like an area where minorities are all here. So the parents were beat when they were back home. When they came over here, they beat their kids. It's a normal thing.
And we don't mean like...
And that's all I have to say.
Beat. We're talking like spankings, like hitting him on the backside.
Yeah,
hurt his bad. Not like giving him a black eye because they didn't wash the dishes.
Yeah, I'm not saying bruise your kid. I'm saying discipline your child.
Negative reinforcement. That's all we're talking about.
Yeah,
Because where we come from, that was also a big thing. My dad, as I grew up, so at first it was the hand. My mom got to a point where she didn't like it all because it didn't hurt. We would laugh.
No, my mom was
so
tough.
My dad would use his hand until we got old enough for that, and then used an old flip flop, and he broke it because it was a flimsy one. And then his dad had given him some like the thick Air Force sandals.
Oh my God!
I'm talking like at least half an inch closer, probably a 3/4 of an inch thick on the heel, and he would wear us out. It would only take. I stopped getting spanked like that when I was like 14, 15.
Yeah.
And I was a good kid. I rarely got hit like that. It would take 3 max for me to be like, ah!
That's crazy. No, my mom's go-to was the belt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my mom's go-to was the belt.
Did she ever do the whoosh, where she rips it off of her waist?
Nah, it was off. It was like bent. When you have it rolled up and ready to go. It was always right. When you heard the buckle like jingling and you heard the heavy footsteps, you knew you were about to get the whooping. Like you just knew you were gonna get whooped. My dad never had to do any of that. He was old school. Like he was enough to, like if he looked at you with a serious face and yelled, you were gonna shit your pants. He didn't have to do any of the extra stuff.
Oh, if my dad ever yelled, my dad yelled all of like 3 times in my life. He was not a yeller, and one of them, God, we were in a musical. And this was after like a practice. It was really late. One of my friends, we've been good friends forever. He hit me in the balls.
Oh.
Which was something we did a lot. We do the what's the capital of Thailand? Bangkok.
Yeah, that's the go-to.
What does Moby Dick call his dad? Papa Dick. And so then he got me good. Like I crumbled, and I'm on the ground. I'm like on my knees, elbows down, fetal position, but like vertically.
Yeah.
And he starts riding me like a horse. Like he's like, "Woo, giddy up!" And my dad got in there, and he goes, "Stop!" And he's got like this really,
I just feel like guys in
voice,
Arkansas and guys here have fun in
really
just two
nasty,
different ways.
Yeah, really nasty, raspy. And he like got up, like he pushed the guy off of me. I got up slowly. I'm fucking crying, and I get up, and we had to drive him home because he didn't have a ride home. So we had to drive him home.
That must have been such an awkward car ride, dude.
It was so quiet. And then we get to his house, and he gets out, and he goes, "Thank you for the ride, Mr. Ward," and just gets out of the car. It was great. Anyways, that was a little bit of a tangent. I also have hold my cup about freaking parents not raising their kids, right?
I gotta hear this.
But this is not for the parents. This is more for the kids. Like, I want to talk to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
When you get old enough to get out of your town, even if it's only for a week or a month or however long, like even if you don't want to move out of your hometown, get the fuck out. Oh my fucking God. I'm just watching these people like from my hometown, and I talk with them. They're great, love them, but they need to get out. Like, there's so much more. My mind has been expanded to different cultures,
mm-hmm.
and I no longer want to be ignorant about what like what cultures there are, and like the movements that are going on for, you know, like what I thought was equality when I was back in a place where no one had an accent except for a southern one.
That's funny.
And there were hardly anything else other than whites around. So like our culture was backyard barbecues and hot dogs and chili dogs and all this stuff.
Yeah.
That's all that I knew. When I come up here and I realize, oh my God, nobody here talks with me. I'm the minority in the neighborhood that I live in. Like, my mind was just expanded. I no longer want to be ignorant, and I don't want other people to be ignorant. Like, there are so many problems made by people just staying in their hometown, especially if it's a backyard, middle of nowhere town like where I came from.
Yeah. I feel like up in this region of Jersey, you're not going to see that too often. But definitely, yeah, like really, really far up north or really, really far south when they're just isolated. 100%, yeah.
And teach your fucking kids what culture is.
That's a huge one too, right there.
You have to you have to put the interest and that hunger for knowledge in your kids in order for it to happen, or otherwise you're gonna get a situation like me where I didn't have that hunger and then I move away and now I'm like, why didn't you do that?
For me, I still blame the parents for a majority of that.
Well, I mean, the kids can't do anything for 18 years. Like, you have to be 18 roughly. I mean, you could get out if you're younger, but with certain circumstances.
Before the 18-year mark, there's a mental window where the kid's mindset rather is going to be really malleable. Like,
and if you implant that there,
yeah, if you just leave the kid a certain way and don't tell him any more about life and what life has to offer, different cultures there are. I think it was at the age of 12. A lot of his or her personality is going to be set like right there. Then you have another couple years to try to, like, you know, smooth out the rough edges. But for the most part, that kid is going to be done. Not done learning, but done developing their own like perspective on life. It's crazy how young the kids are when they have their minds set on a lot of things. Parents here like forget that. I feel like they think that you put a kid in front of a TV now, that's it. Your job is as a parent is just done. No, dude, honestly, most of the people in this area need a test before they can have kids. They're on that level of stupid. Because I guarantee you, if there was a test administered, there's zero chance most of these people would have a child right now. They're that stupid. They're that dense. And
it's gotten a lot easier to just throw your work onto a tablet or a phone.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like, no, you can't do that. I didn't grow up with that. Like, that wasn't me. I had to go outside. My parents.
Yeah, I didn't get my first real phone until I was about to graduate high school. Like, I'm on that level.
I got mine when I was 13 because I started doing after school practices.
Not fair.
But like, my parents in the summer, they'd take my phone and they would kick me out and be like, you have to stay out for at least 5 hours. And so I go down to my friend's house, like down the road. We'd ride. Like, they looked like tricycles, but like for like the older kids, I don't remember what they were called. They were green. The Green Machine, that's what they were called.
Oh, I don't think I've seen them.
It was a lowrider. It was really fun. We would drift. So he lived 2 houses down from me. So we would ride from his house into the road, which we were told not to, but whatever. We would ride into the road, back to my house, drift into my parking, like into my driveway, and then drive back.
Ooh.
And we would just do that over and over again. We'd play like Soldiers versus Aliens. I went over to his house and swam once, and he got mad at me. And like, as I'm going home, this kid's like 4 years younger than me, and I'm like, he was probably like 9 or 10, and he pulled his pants down, kiss my ass. But I mean, his parents weren't the greatest. His dad was a drug dealer, so his parents got divorced. his older brother almost got shot because some druggie was mad at his dad.
Yikes.
So, woo, they moved away. I haven't heard from them in a long time.
These
If
guys
you're
are
listening to the
living in-
podcast, DM me, bro. I'd love to catch up.
If you can't let us know where you are, we
Yeah.
understand for not getting a message.
Yeah, if you're in witness protection, it's okay. Complicated chicks.
I mean, if we're being serious, drug dealers are actually a really good thing for the environment and the community, so.
What?
Yeah.
How?
Do you see the taxes they're trying to kill us with on these legal drugs that they're offering? Legal? They should have been legalized years ago, but they just got legalized now. But this tax they're putting on it is just completely absurd. So I see why. If anything, support small business. Forget the dispensaries. Go to your local dealer. He'll hook you up better.
I can get behind that. If it's legal
You
for
say
recreational use.
drug dealer, I say street pharmacist.
But we're not condoning illegal use of the drug.
No, yeah, I'm not.
It has to be recreationally legal.
Yeah, well, to each his own. I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't do.
But we're only supporting the recreation.
Yeah, I'm not here advocating for meth or whatever the hell you like to do in your free time. But if you see a patch of grass,
just chomp on it.
Yeah.
What if you could just get high off of grass,
Imagine.
just on the road, just.
I think you're describing heaven, dude.
Heaven. What if it's not like streets of gold? It's just a strain
weed everywhere.
It's just a strain of pot.
Then, all this time, all these people who call it devil's lettuce.
It's really heaven's cabbage.
Yeah, there you go. That I actually like the ring of that a lot better. I'm gonna start using that from now on.
Heaven's cabbage.
Heaven's cabbage.
Okay, so we have a lot of background noise going on right now. We have some renovations going on in our backyard, so we are in a different location right now, and you're getting all the things from the street and the backyard, so we apologize for any background noise. Hopefully this is a one-time occurrence, but we'll do whatever we can to try to cut out as much of it as we can. So just hang tight and enjoy the rest of the episode.
Yeah, I don't know why, or how, but when you said background noise, all I thought about was, and ladies, I'm really sorry. It's not just chicks. If anyone is nagging me, it could be a guy or a girl or whatever you want to classify yourself as now. But there's
I'm in danger.
There's this for anyone who's nagging me.
Uh-huh.
I just, after I'll give you 5 to 10 seconds depending on what you're talking about, and I tune you out.
Yeah.
And it's then you're just, what was the word you just used? Background noise. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You're just background noise at that point. The other day we're at work, and this really, really, really hot blonde walks in. I guess she wasn't that hot, but she was pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. So Sheldon.
Are you talking about the lady we called Bimbo?
Yeah. So, all right, talk about your experience first with that.
Okay, so we usually don't get... we get customers that come in repeatedly, but it's usually not day after day.
Yeah, and we get douches, but there's a limit to how crazy they are, usually.
So, the first day that this happened, early in the morning, I get a guy that comes in looking for a plane part, and I'm like, okay, so I'm helping him fix it was a toy plane, but I'm helping him get the parts for this, and we get everything, and then he stops me, and he talks with me about school and mathematics, and he's naming off all this stuff that is really obscure. It's the first things you forget when you get out of school, that kind of stuff, and he's naming this off, and I'm like, dude, what the heck? And so we keep talking about this. He brings up Trump at one point, talking about how Trump is smart, that's why he has money, and I was like, So he keeps talking to me about all this stuff.
If my dad was a millionaire, I'd have some money too, Sorry, but continue.
But he's talking with me, and we talk for a little while. I tell him that I'm going into music, so I'm not going to school right now. And he was like, "You should stop chasing music and go back to school because you don't know anything." And I was like, "Excuse me." So I finally get this dude off my case. I went to another spot in the store, and he fucking followed me and gave me chocolate, like individually wrapped chocolate.
You ate it?
Hell no.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like,
I hid it under the machine, so if you want to find it later, it might still be there. It was Godiva, so it was the good shit. but I was not about to eat that. So I hid it under there, and then a few hours later, the lady that Mo is talking about comes in, and she's distressed, and she comes in, she looks like a fucking hooker. Like, I'm not even playing.
All right, but before you say that, so we got to try to paint the picture. So, because when we say hooker, there's a lot of...
Not the good hooker. I'm talking like...
No. I'm talking the good hooker. I was going to say there's a lot of negative connotations surrounding that word. You wanna call them hookers. I call them working ladies, working women.
Yeah.
You know, women in the workplace, baby. We are 100% about feminism here.
Okay.
And I'm not going to let you degrade these hardworking women,
My
Sheldon.
bad. Didn't mean to be derogatory.
It won't fly. But carry on. So basically, we're all fair over here.
Yeah.
If
no disrespect. I didn't mean to offend anybody.
Yeah. So, lady, if you're being a bitch, I will call you out. But if you're just being a hardworking woman out here, you're grinding. Who am I to rip you down? You know, I'm gonna help you lift you up.
But she wasn't hardworking. She was using it as a ploy.
You know, that's debatable. Debatable.
She knew
she was using what God gave her.
She knew what would get her the best customer service. Put it that way. So she catches me while I'm working with some doorknobs, and she's like, I need a new door. She's like, I have a crack in mine. I'm trying to sell my condo. I need a new door. She doesn't say it like that. She's like on the verge of crying because she's distressed and she's half naked. And so I'm like,
on the half naked part.
I'm like, okay, let me see what I can do. So I'm showing her some stuff that like we could patch it with, and then I'm like, or if it's too damaged, here I can call an associate to come talk with you about the doors to get you a new door, and he can tell you whether you can fix it or not. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I need help, and I'm telling her how I'm gonna help her. I have to tell her like 4 times also, because she's afraid she's gonna be left alone and not helped.
She has a really thick like Russian accent. She's Russian.
Yeah.
She's a hot Russian, hard Russian. Working woman. Okay.
So I call this associate, and I tell her to wait at a place for him to come find her. And then as soon as I get done with that, for some reason we were in the middle of a rush in our department, so I had to go help this other guy with a battery, and he was a piece of fucking work. But
that trash guy. Yeah.
That's right. We helped him, and then I grabbed Mo, and I was like, dude, there's a chick that you're going to want to fucking see, because she is half naked, and I know you're into that shit. So we walk around the entire department and can't find him, and then we're going back to like our break room, and I catch her in one of the aisles. So then we walk down nonchalantly, Mo catches a peek, whatever, and then we don't know what else happens. So then the next day comes, and she comes back in, and Mo was the one who dealt with her the most. So, Mo, why don't you take over?
This chick was insane. This chick definitely needs help. And she was 100% drunk when she was talking to me. She was 100% drunk. Like,
Didn't we find her little bottle?
Yeah, she had a shooter, and she threw it in some box that I ended up finding later. But yeah, her breath and this was, mind you guys, the sun is still up. All right, the sun didn't even set yet at the time when she's in here. And she's already hammered. She's starting to get hysterical. That's when Sheldon pulled up. She's like starting to cry, and she's starting to get a little like physical. Like, you know, she's starting to get all touchy. We know how you chicks operate, okay? It's like, all right, this guy, he'll do me a favor if I brush his arm. Mm-hmm. He'll do me a favor if I smile at him. Hey, you're not wrong, you know.
And this chick, she came in with a hoodie on. And as she went to go talk to one of the first guy that she went to talk to,
she lost a layer of clothing every time she spoke to a dude.
Just gone, disappeared.
And I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of hard to concentrate when she pulled out her bazookas, when she pulled out her God-given Tommy guns.
Oh my god! It was easy for me to focus.
I was definitely the focus, but not on her specific problem. And unfortunately, the help she wanted, we couldn't offer her. We're not licensed therapists.
But somebody had promised her that she was going to get some help.
Yeah, so she kept going off about, you guys promised me.
We had to call the guy from the day before, and we were like, bro, what did you promise her? And I was like, nah, what did she promise you? And like they lost it. It was. She also talked about her ex-husband, how he was terrible, and didn't she say he was Like you can't trust Palestinians or something like that.
No, she kept saying Pakistani.
Pakistani.
Yeah,
I knew it was one of those.
Yeah.
It was a P word. But she kept saying this, and I was like, oh my God. And like Mo looked over me and he scrunched his eyes. He was like,
no, because I'm Palestinian. So the entire time I'm looking over, I'm like, yeah, she's talking about me. But then I heard Pakistan. I was like, I
thought she was talking about you too.
Yeah, but then in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, she's not talking about me or my people, but she's still being like a really racist bitch about it. So yeah, before any of you try to call me, oh, this guy hates chicks. Yeah, she was racist. That supersedes everything.
Yeah, she was pretty rough.
Now in today's society, you can't choose your race, but you can definitely choose your gender. So she has a choice. And she chose to be a bitch. Yeah,
and she escalated even more, started screaming. She was like, do you remember me from yesterday? Do you remember me from yesterday? So I had to be escorted away.
Yeah, and at that point, I really just, wanted to, like, slap her in the titty until I get out of my face. But, society
slap
rules.
Slap her in the titty?
Yeah, that's the only way she'd learn. She already had, like, a little hickey thing there, so she wouldn't,
She did.
Yeah, I could never forget that.
That was weird.
Nah, Yeah.
Come
you gotta dabble.
Come on.
We don't judge most. That's like on the normal end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna judge that.
So she got kicked out eventually?
No, she just started she went from depression to complete anger, and a guy came in knowing who she was, and they just walked out. Yeah, this chick was insane though.
Yeah, she was wild. She started apparently
like most guys, you'd like even after you find out she's that insane. Obviously, you're spoken for, so it's a little different.
Yeah.
But a single guy, even if you knew she was as crazy as she was, you'd still do her. You'd gamble. You'd roll the dice. You might regret it afterwards, but she was definitely that good looking. I'm just gonna point that out. Let the record show that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a risk taker, sure. But I think even if I was single, she's a little too crazy.
I don't know. If you guys saw this, all right, we're talking luscious blonde. We're talking deep blue eyes, and we're talking rack attack. Come on, bro. That's already, she checks off 3 boxes right there, 3 crucial boxes.
Yeah, but then it's like the morning after, she's going to be that bitch that grabs you by your underwear and is like,
you misunderstood.
Are you leaving?
No, you don't. Yeah, you don't invite her to your place. You go somewhere else with her, go back to her, whatever. You just go somewhere where she's never going to find you again. Never going to see you again. Yeah, no,
but even then, like, you try to leave and she'd be like...
That's where you hit her with, my name is...
My name is...
Yeah, you give her something. You give her something to work with. For all she knows, my name could be...
Jeff. You look like a Jeff.
I'll take it. I was going to say...
With those glasses on, you look like a Jeff.
I hit her with that thing from 22 Jump Street. My name,
yeah.
Yeah, but this chick was definitely insane.
Fucking crazy. And we've been waiting to tell this story for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, she definitely needs to be let into a psych ward.
Yeah.
Like, she shouldn't be at any store shopping for anything. She should either be... like in a white coat, you know what I mean? Like a straitjacket, or like under the Hudson River. Yeah, people like that.
Oh, the Lincoln Tunnel.
I mean, if she stood there long enough, I'm sure from the fumes and pollution she'd pass out.
The other guy, the battery guy, came in too. It was a weird phenomenon because these 3 people who had given us problems the day before all came in the next day.
Like literally the 3. Like if you went up to us that day and said, okay, you got 3 bullets, you can use them on 3 people, and there'll be no consequences. Those are 3 people we would have chosen to use it
on. That's a bold statement.
No, that 100%.
You just said that you would kill 3 people.
Obviously, it was a hypothetical,
What else does a bullet do?
All right, let me give you an example. You're in the room, and you got 2 bullets. I'll give you 2 bullets. You're sitting next to Joseph Stalin, Adolf Hitler, and Madonna. You're gonna tell me you're not gonna kill 2 of those 3 people?
I'm gonna kill 1 of those 3 people.
I'm not gonna ask you for who it is, but
actually,
the point is, you just said you'd murder someone.
I'm gonna put 1 bullet in my head, and then the other one's gonna fire as I hit the ground.
But those 3 just deserved it. You just look at someone and you. All right, fine. Let's dial it back. Instead of a bullet.
Did you just compare them with Joseph Stalin and Adolf Hitler? I missed that for a second.
For today's standards in 2021, they're about the same.
Okay.
Things were a lot more severe back in the day.
The other 2 were pretty crazy. Like they could get away. The bimbo, I think that she.
I would have given her a chance
may have
to
killed,
persuade me why she should live.
I think she probably may have killed somebody like that she would have killed somebody that she was racist against. So like if
I would have given her a chance.
She had given you reason, then
all right,
the other two.
How about I would have given her a
chance,
felt her out a little bit, and then at that point it's like, okay, I got a good feel for who this chick is, what kind of person she is, and then if I deem she's not an honest person after the fact, then I can't help it if the bullet wants to just take a dive at this chick's head. You know?
What if she's in the fucking Russian mob and like there's just gonna be some dudes in trench coats knocking on your door when you get home?
Lucky for me, Muhammad's the most common name in the world, so they would have their work cut out for them.
That's crazy. Fucking sheep. You're not unique. That's what the word. I was trying to say interesting, but you are kind of interesting.
Oh.
I guess. Whatever. Bless you.
That was so funny.
So we have a lot of cars in the background, and that brought up a memory of mine. I used to have a car. Yeah, it was pretty fucking great. I hit my friends with my car.
Oh my god.
A lot. And we had one friend.
Like I said earlier, I feel like Arkansas guys and Jersey guys just have fun in different ways.
No, that shouldn't have been fun. Nobody in Arkansas does that but me. I used to, like, if they were late, like if all my friends were in the car and we were waiting on one, I would lock the doors, and right as they walked outside, I would drive away.
Oh my god.
We did that all the time. And then I'd drive right next to them, and right as they were about to get in, I'd lock the door and drive away again. Just drive around the block. It was terrible. But we had one friend. He was in track, and he almost set the record. He may have beaten the record for our school and was trying to beat the record for our county. And in pole jump, like the pole vaulting. But he also, we did sprints in high school at one point, and I had to quit because like I could feel my quads tearing. Like I'd feel them tearing because I was in football and track, so I had to quit because I could barely walk. But we did sprints together for a while, and this dude, he could run. He couldn't run for very long, but he could, like, if you were just doing like a quick sprint, done for. You're in the dust. Like, he was fast. We did that to him, and he chased our car.
Yikes.
I got up to almost 20 miles an hour, and he was beside us.
It's pretty impressive.
So one of the buddy who was sitting in the front seat, he's like, go! And we look back, and he's still right beside us, and he goes, holy fuck, he's in the Matrix! We were screaming, so fucking scared. But found out he listens. So I wanted to...
In what way? What do you mean?
He listens to the podcast.
Oh!
I found out this week, so I really wanted to tell a story, because he listens for those stories that he's in. So
pretty much your boys with the Terminator. Pretty much.
Yeah. We made a gang in, like, well, we would call our group a gang because we're fucking idiots. We called ourselves the Semen Demons. And everybody had like a sexual name. Like one of them was.
What was your name? What was your sexual name?
Where's my phone? I'll fucking tell you. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Some of these I don't even remember. Nicknames. Mine was Cumflap. Cumflap.
Give me an example. Do you have the other names? Like, what are the other names?
The guy that did the running.
The Terminator. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Had his chest, like he had this really hard part, like his chest kind of stuck out a little bit, like a bone.
Yeah.
And we called him Bone Titties.
Okay.
We called one of our other buddies Foreskin. Hallway Rectum was one of them. Because his ass was big. We had one guy that we said he had a little dick, and he was the ballsiest of the group. Like he had some big ass balls. He got in trouble a lot in one of my classes, and there was this guy who was like bullying him. He was a new kid and was bullying him, and this guy kept getting in trouble for all this shit, and the teacher wouldn't listen to him when he was trying to bring up that he was being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
So in the middle of class one day, the guy stands up and goes, blah blah's calling me a bitch. And this is back like we don't do that. This was we were in our junior high, so like if you cursed, like you could get suspended. In high school, they're a little bit more lenient with it. They'll be like stop, but in junior high, like you're done for. So he gets sent out into the hallway and has to sit out in the hallway for like the entire class period before our teacher goes back and tells him that he was wrong. But he was like, you can't, like, you have to listen to me. If you're not going to listen to me when I'm telling you that I'm being bullied, then I'm going to announce to the class so that everybody knows that I'm being bullied. But we said he had a little dick, and so we called him Little Subby for it, like a little submarine.
Yeah, we had a guy here that we just called Baby Dick.
Baby Dick?
Yeah, we had that too over here. Damn. There's before we get off, I do want to just say that it's Lent right now. It's Lent for all the Catholics, and I know we have a decent amount of Catholic listeners. So, good luck.
What is that?
Lent?
Yeah, I am not.
Okay. So all right. So after Ash Wednesday, for Lent, it's 40 days of Lent, and they give up. You got to give up something. It could be multiple things. Okay. Usually, give up something that you would enjoy. I guess like a vice of some kind. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you give that up for the 40 days in hopes that you end up just. I don't know if you're supposed to give it up permanently or not, so I don't want to butcher that. But I know that they give it up. They live without it. Sometimes it's music. Sometimes it's like a food that you love. So, you know, it's something like that. Or you could just do rosary and pray at night. It's one or the other. You don't have to give something up. But, and on Easter, it's the... Oh, also, they can't have meat on Fridays, so that's why. So power through.
In Lent or...
During Lent. On every Friday during Lent, during those 40 days, they cannot have any meat.
Gotcha.
So, enjoy your salmon or veggie, stuff that you're going through while you're watching us right now, while you're listening.
Yeah. Fucking vegans. Good luck. Enjoy your religious crusade.
And remember. You guys have the questions. I know we have all the answers, but you guys got the questions. You gotta write in. You gotta tell us what you're going through. Tell us what advice you need for our frat chat segment.
Yes. That's bless you.
We're really out here trying to help you guys as much as possible.
That's on our link tree on our Instagram bio.
You could even DM our account, our social media accounts.
Yeah.
And we would accept it like that and read it.
Yeah, we can look that up. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for listening to the whole thing. If you're here, then if you've made it this far, then thank you. We love you. We love all of you. But if you've made it this far, we really, really love and appreciate your support. Be safe. Enjoy your week.
If you send us your name, we might just beat our meat to it to show how much we like you guys and how much we thank you for the support.
Thank you, Jacob!